All right, so Manchester United, the Carabao champs, got knocked out of their own competition 3-0 at home to Newcastle as Ten Hag's woes keep growing hair, so to speak. Arsenal also knocked out of the Carabao, same thing that happened to them last year, albeit last year it was at a later stage. However, we start off Sports Wrap with Ashwin Mbedi focusing on the local sports stories, starting with the hit list. In an effort to promote the national symbol, enhance the spirit of nationhood and build a sense of national pride among Namibians, the Ministry of Information, Communication and Technology, as well as the Ministry of Sport, Youth and National Service, today launched a joint partnership through the Namibia Sports Commission, held at the Government Information Center. This was in Windhoek, and it aims to dress national teams across all the relevant sport codes in the same national colors. Speaking at the launch, the Sports Minister Agnes Jongarero said the initiative will support the country's athletes with free tracksuits bearing the name My Namibia, My Country, My Pride logo for a period of 12 months starting today. Let's have a look at her address as she gives us more insight on this development.
The pride of a nation is in how the nation sees themselves. And we are saying here, a united nation is a proud nation. But when we go somewhere, it doesn't matter where, as a team, Namibian team, and we are dressed in different attires, I don't think there will be any pride in them. The moment we are looking the same, in the same attire, that moment, everything else falls away. We are one thing. If you go out and there's an event, and you don't know who's who, but you'll know who's Namibia when you see that tracksuit, when you see that symbol, when you see that flag, you know that is Namibia. I want to take this moment and thank the Ministry of ICT for this endeavor. This is the best which will happen to us. In the first place, for many of the athletes, it's very expensive to acquire a tracksuit. For many of the athletes. Some, it's okay, but for some, many of them, it's very expensive. It's also very expensive for us as the ministry, including the Sport Commission. Now, we've got this assistance, which means that little bit of money we have budgeted for the tracksuits and the attire to dress our teams, we can now use for training of our teams. On the other hand, what brings us together when we look alike is that pride. How do you bring in that pride in people who are dressed differently? You can't. But the moment when they are dressed together, you can bring in that pride. And this, I hope each and every Namibian out there will remember when we say, what do we say? My Namibia, my country, my pride. Each and every person out there, when we say, my Namibia, my pride, my country, that is my country. For the athletes, when they see that logo on that tracksuit, they will know that's the pride. And we want to instill that pride in each and every Namibian athlete putting on that attire. To be proud of who we are, to be proud where we are coming from, and to be proud of what we can achieve. We can achieve if we stand together. much. And this is a step in the right direction, and I hope many of the other ministries will also follow in the footsteps of MICT and help us more and more with our attires. We are going to get the whole attire. I don't know if the shoes are included or not. if the shoes are not included, then we'll have to go to another ministry and say, you bring down the shoes. The pride of a nation.
All right, after the break, it's time to zoom in on some English Premier League predictions. All right, so the English Premier League is well underway, especially when it comes to action-packed football. Of course, it's been a little difficult to predict, particularly teams like Chelsea, which still have the stature of a top four team, but are actually positioned at the bottom of the table, well, in the bottom half of the table, rather, making them a little difficult to figure out. You know, they'll draw with Liverpool, draw with Arsenal, lose to Brentford. What do you really do with that? Tottenham and Arsenal still unbeaten. Manchester City still the favourites. And Liverpool knocking on heaven's door. Here's Javon with his English Premier League predictions along with Brian.
And yes, welcome back, viewers. We are back with another EPL predictor video. This is where me and Javon square up against each other, give you results, and then we see who tops at the end of the week. Javon, how are you doing, man? New week?
New week, and I'm sitting next to an award-winning journalist. Well done, congratulations.
Thank you so much for that.
Very proud.
You said I would bring it home, and we did bring it home. So yeah, big weekend it was the past weekend. But enough about that. Let's talk about yesterday's result. I want to first talk about the shock results we had in the Premier League, not in the Premier League, but in the EFL Cup,
yes,
that we were supposed to be defending. I mean, we are the defending champions. We knocked out, or we beat Newcastle in the finals last season, just for them to come rock us at home at Old Trafford 3-0. Let's take a look at those results of the EFL Cup yesterday. Okay, well, one of the first shock results, West Ham going up 3-0 against Arsenal. Arsenal pulling one back in the last minutes of the game. Game ended 3-1. Liverpool continuing their good form as they beat Bournemouth 2-1. Kind of like a shaky game, but Darwin Núñez came to the rescue in the 70th minute. Chelsea back to winning ways. I mean, it's Blackburn Rovers, so it is expected.
Chelsea could possibly win that.
Yeah. No, I don't. You think so? Okay,
yeah, but they have a chance. I mean, you win a couple of games. You're in the semi-finals. You remember the Premier League?
Yeah, the big boys are out
entered
now.
in the third round. So yeah.
Okay, so Everton made waste of Burnley, as we all expected. Fulham coming out strong against Ipswich Town, and then Manchester United at Old Trafford. I think this is the first time since what's the guy's name? Since Alex Ferguson, when he left Manchester United, that Manchester United has lost more than 3 games at home.
Worst start in 60 years for United. So it can't get any worse than
it. Can't get any worse.
This. But we always say this, and then it does get worse.
Any worse. Okay, but I still feel like this weekend we bounce back.
I hope so. I'm feeling confident.
Before we do continue with the show, the odds for Manchester United to beat Fulham. I know Kaya won't be happy about this because she always advises me to not bet for Manchester United, but I'm saying it anyways. The odds for Manchester United to beat Fulham are at 2.15 as we speak on JSV Sports Betting. So I mean,
You can double your money.
you can double your money, put down 100, make 200, put down 500, make 1,000. It's really, really
It just
simple.
shows you the bookies are not considering
They
United.
don't trust us, man.
Not anymore.
They don't trust us. I'll probably put down a handicap. I think I'll do a handicap 1.5 to just see how I rock the boats there. But with that being said, it really was a poor weekend for me. I think I'm very disappointed in myself. I think I scored the lowest points I've ever scored in the league so far.
It happens to the best of us. Trust me.
It really does, I guess. But yeah, let's take a look at my picks and my results from the weekend. Ajavon, I'm really not impressed with how I did there. As you can see, 5.5. I only got 1, 2, 3, 4 games correct, which really, really bothers me. Like I said, Crystal Palace, I went for Spurs to win 2-0, but they won 2-1. Brentford, I think if anyone got that result correct, please come tell me how you went about that, because I went for Chelsea to beat Brentford, and then Brentford beat Chelsea at home 2-0. Bournemouth and Burnley, I saw 1-1. Bournemouth came out strong in that one. Arsenal had me, I had 3-0 on the scorecard, as you can see, and they were at 3-0 like till the 80th minute, where I thought exact in the back, and then Arsenal went and scored 2 more. Newcastle, disappointed 2-1 against Wolves. Wolves is definitely a good team. West Ham, who just beat Arsenal 3-0, lost to Everton 1-0, as you can see there. Aston Villa, as expected, a team who is in form, 3-0 they went for 3-0, they got 3-1. Brighton, I thought they would win, but they drew 1-1 there. Nottingham Forest, Liverpool was really close. You can see 4-0, they won 3-0. And then Man City, I don't know. This I just feel like I feel bad. Why did I go for a 2-2 draw? Because
I don't know either. I remember I went for like, I think
3-1.
3-1.
Why did I go for a 2-2 draw? I really don't know, but because I think maybe I thought. I don't know, man. I think that
it's the hope. You see, it's
yeah,
the
that's
hope that kills us.
It's the hope that kills us. So hopefully, this weekend I don't go with hope, because really that just shows that I went with hope. Because why would Manchester United draw with Manchester City this season especially? So yeah, but yeah, the man who did good this weekend, Javon, I think you deserve a round of applause. I haven't seen you get 10 in a while.
Yeah, that's
in a while.
true.
It's been
Double
2-3
digits,
weeks.
back to double digits.
Back to double digits. So with that being said, let's take a look at Javon's picks. 10. You only got, you got a few wrong. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wrong, yeah.
5 wrong, 5 correct. So run us through those.
Yeah, obviously the standout result was the Liverpool exact that I got. United scored.
Oh, you thought
United did not score.
One.
Yeah,
okay.
I thought they would score one. They did not. What
Close
else
still?
is there? Yeah, obviously Chelsea, as you mentioned, there. Brentford, Chelsea are in poor form as well.
Yo, Burnley, I think you went for a 0-0 there, close.
Yeah, Arsenal, I said the 4-0, could have stuck by 4-0, could have gotten the exact there.
Yeah.
But it's fine, I'll settle for the close. Wolves, as you said, I think Wolves are a team to watch. They're the dark horse. Yeah, and I think there are a couple of goals in there for Wolves.
It's definitely a good team.
Everton as well. I think Everton are slowly coming along with Sean Dyche. So I think there's also one to watch, Everton, in the next upcoming fixtures. Villa, obviously, as you said, team in form. Brighton, I don't know. Brighton are kind of slacking at the moment. So the team that was selected wasn't the strongest on the day. Fulham still finding their feet after Mitrovic left, so it's difficult for them. So yeah, that's about it. Slam point with the 1, so I'm happy with the 126th position out of 721 players, so trying to get back to double digits in that standings.
Okay, 10 is really a good number. Okay, with that being said, I think let's take a look at the next round's fixtures. This is where I also locked my picks. I mean, we have good games this weekend, and we are just going to run through them. Javon, I'm going to start off with our first one. I think Manchester United really do need this win. They need to win this game. And with that being said, I'm going to give them a comfortable 2-0 win. If not 2-0, no. I think I'm going to keep it at 2-0. I see Fulham can score, but I'm going to give Manchester United the win in the first match.
Look, Martinez is still out. United going away, there's no chance. There's no chance in hell that we won't concede. So I'll go 3-1 United. I think we might win that match. We need to win it, as we said.
Win the match.
So I think 3-1, we will concede 1. I think a couple of goals there. I think Holland and Rashford can finally find their feet in their rhythm together.
I hope so. I really hope so. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to run through the rest of my picks. West Ham and Brentford. I went for West Ham 2-1. I think West Ham are in good form. Burnley, Crystal Palace. I just shaved it to Crystal Palace because I don't feel like Burnley really are going to last in the Premier League. I still see them getting relegated. Everton and Brighton. It's a freak game. I think Everton won this game last season 4-1. And then...
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they won it 4-1, which was very unexpected. So... I'm going to take that back, actually. I'm going to take that result back. I'm not going to say Brighton 2-1. I'm going to go for an Everton 2-1. I think Everton...
Oh, so you haven't locked it in yet?
No, I haven't locked it. So I think I'm going to change that, guys. I'm going to go for Everton to beat Brighton 2-1. City 3-0, we're keeping it as is. Sheffield Wolves, I'm going to edge Wolves. I don't think Sheffield can score. Newcastle Arsenal, that's a tough game. I think that's the game of the weekend. I'm not going to go for a winner there, so I'm going to settle for a 2-2 draw. Nottingham Forest, I went for 2-1 against Villa. But I think I'm being lenient. I might switch it to like 3-4 against Notts. Luton Town, Liverpool 3, and then Chelsea, Tottenham. I think end of the weekend, Spurs are still going to be sitting at the top of the Premier League. So I expect them to beat Chelsea comfortably.
Yeah, should I give mine?
Yes.
West Ham. I think West Ham 1-0. I'm not going to dive into that too much.
Okay.
Burnley Palace is a tough game. I think Burnley can edge that 1-0. I think Lyle Foster needs to score again to get his confidence back. Everton Brighton, as you said, that's a tough game.
Yeah.
I see Brighton winning it 2-0.
2-0.
Comfortably, yeah, getting back to the winning ways.
At Everton's house, okay?
Yeah, I do feel that they can do that. City Bournemouth. I think City can obviously at home at the Etihad 2-0. I think that's comfortable for them. Not going to say much there. Wolves Sheffield. I think Wolves, as I said earlier on, I think Wolves are a team, a dark horse. I think they have goals in them. I think Sheffield is the ideal match for them.
Yeah, boy.
Although it's an away game, I think Wolves 4-0.
4-0?
Yeah, Wolves 4-0.
Joe.
Confidently, I can say that there will be a couple of goals there.
Okay.
Newcastle, Arsenal, I think that's a tough game. I think based on what's coming in the next couple of weeks with the Champions League football, I think it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tight game. I'll go for a draw as well. 1-1.
1-1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then my upsets. I think my upset will be in the Villa match. I think Forest can edge that. Forest 2-0.
No ways.
No ways. That's the thing. It's always a way in the Premier League.
Okay, so that's your upset for the weekend. You're giving it to Notts to beat Villa.
That's my first upset. Yeah.
First, you have more than one.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Cool.
Luton Liverpool. I think that's also a draw. I think Luton 1-1 against Liverpool. Yeah.
Okay, that's two upsets.
And then Chelsea's against Spurs. I would say that's also 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. So you okay?
It's a
okay.
tight game, yeah.
Okay. Well, with that being said, I think I'll pick out an upset. You know, you believe in the curse of the early kickoff, but I see United. I think the curse will work in United's favor.
I hope so.
I believe. So I think we'll win that game. But I don't have an upset for the weekend. But my bold prediction is I trust Tottenham to beat Chelsea comfortably and Liverpool to beat Luton Town comfortably. So I'm gonna go Luton Town, Liverpool maybe 4-5, and then Chelsea to lose against Spurs. I just think the likes of Son, the likes of Maddison, who I feel is the best signing in the Premier League so far.
Yeah, arguably.
So I think they'll get over the line there. Manchester United, we do have a few things to be concerned about. Højlund hasn't scored in the Premier League. Rashford maybe has one goal, I think, in the Premier League. Yeah. The rest of the forwards, no one has goals in the Premier League.
Yeah, I know, and that's the major concern with us at the moment. It's creating goal-scoring opportunities and also then taking those opportunities where we're not scoring.
Okay,
we're not scoring because we're not creating enough.
This is now the $1 million question. This is now a question that I need you to answer for us now. Do you think Ten Hag deserves more time, or do you think he needs to go?
It's a very good question, Brian. It's a very tough question as well. Look, I would say he deserves a bit more time, but I do feel after the result of last night, I think now the pressure's on. I finally feel that if he doesn't get a couple of results before the end of the year, convincingly, I think his time is up.
It could be.
Yeah, his time could be up. Yeah.
But
who else is available then?
De Zerbi is the coach whose name is in the pipelines. The coach from Brighton. People say they love the way Brighton is playing the football. They play the most entertaining football in the Premier League. So De Zerbi, I think, would be a good.
I hear what you're saying, but I think, as we all are aware of, the issues are far than just getting a new coach. I think the issues are very deep with the hierarchy at United. I think the ownership and all of that is it's a mess. There's no director of football there. So there's a couple of things that need to be done for us to get back into the United that we know.
Sure. Well, yeah, it's sad days for Manchester United fans, and hopefully it doesn't get any sadder this weekend. We're out of the EFL Cup. But hopefully this weekend we do bounce back and get the win. But yeah, that's all the time and that's all that we do have for you here on the EPL Predictor Show. Javon, any message that you would like to leave the fans before we do say goodbye?
Yeah, I just want to encourage everyone to sign up to the EPL Predictor campaign. We have 721 players at the moment, so it's growing. There's still time for you to sign up, and also for anyone that's 18 and over to sign up to jspsports.bet. And then, yeah, it's almost festive. Get that bets in and make some money.
Make some money. Join the EPL Predictor campaign, like Javon said. Stand a chance to win yourself weekly money. You can win money on a weekly basis with JSB Sports Betting in collaboration with Namibian Media Holdings. With that being said, good luck for the weekend. Good luck with your bets, and make sure that you do choose your teams wisely and predict wisely. As for me and Javon, it is goodbye.
Did Javon just say Luton? First time in the Premier League club will beat former Champions League winners and Premier League winners Liverpool. Well, they won't beat, they said they will draw, which to Luton is as much as a victory. Javon, I'm going to hold you to that prediction by the end of the weekend, and I'll certainly love to know more of your predictions as the English Premier League continues. However, from me, Ashwin Berry, I'm going to head straight to my Sports Brew app so I can hopefully have better predictions than Javon's, while I leave you in the very capable hands of Ari Hogad as he takes us globe-trotting. Cheers.
Good everyone, time for international sports news, and starting off with tennis news first. It's the WTA finals, the women finals that continue in Cancun in Mexico. Big win for Iga Swiatek. She's from Poland. She beat the US Open winner Coco Gauff. That is in their group, still the round robin games. She beat her 6-love and 7-5, but it's not all lost for Coco Gauff. She can still qualify for the semifinals. The top two of the four in that group go through to the semifinals. In the other group, it is Jessica Pegula of the United States. She's already through to the semi-finals after 2 victories, and she will probably be joined by the winner of the game on Friday. That will be Aryna Sabalenka and Elena Rybakina. The two of them play on Friday. The winner will probably go through with Jessica Pegula to play in the semi-finals with Iga Swiatek and Coco Gauff. Then also it is the Paris Masters taking place. That's the men ATP Tour, and it is Yannick Sinner. He's the 4th seed. He's through to the next round. He had a tough game in the round of 32, and he was the Vienna Open winner recently. He beat Michael McDonald 6-7, 7-5 and 6-1. Not a good result for Felix Auger-Aliassime. He won the Swiss indoor title the past weekend, but he lost in the second round. He lost to Stefanos Tsitsipas, and that was in 2 sets. Also not good news for Daniil Medvedev. He's the number 3 seed, and he lost also in the round of 32. He lost to Grigor Dimitrov of Bulgaria. He's also out of the tournament. He lost 6-3, 6-7 and 7-6. The number 1 seed in the tournament is Novak Djokovic. Moving on to cricket news. World Cup cricket continues, the 50-over World Cup in India, and it is not good news for Australia for their game coming up this coming weekend against England. They've lost 2 key players. It's first Glenn Maxwell. Glenn Maxwell will not be able to play in the game on Saturday against England. He was injured when he fell out of a golf cart playing golf in India, and he had concussion, so it's not possible for him to play on Saturday. And then also a big setback in terms of Mitchell Marsh. Marsh, he's the all-rounder for Australia. He needed to go back to Australia because of personal reasons, so he's indefinitely out of the tournament, and he was a key component in the Australian team, playing all 6 of their games so far in the tournament. Currently, Australia is a third on the points table. The top 4 of the 10 teams go through to the semi-final, so an important game against England on Saturday. South Africa leading at the moment with 12 points after 7 games, together with India also on 12 points after 6 games, and South Africa, a big victory for them, beating New Zealand by 190 runs, and they're almost certainly going to go through to the semi-finals in this tournament. And to close off today's international sports news, it's rugby news. No news from Australian rugby yet. Well, who will replace Eddie Jones? Eddie Jones stepping down as Australian coach. He made that announcement that he will step down as from the 25th of November. He had a contract up till the 2027. That was meant to be when that is when the World Cup is going to be in Australia. He was meant to be the coach until that date, but he's no longer going to be the coach. So he said that he's not happy with the weakening systems of Australian rugby, and that Australian rugby not prepared to put more resources into Australian rugby. It was not a good tenure for Eddie Jones. He just won 2 games out of the 9 games that he coached when he took over earlier this year, and the only games that he won was at the World Cup against lowly ranked Georgia and Portugal. Important also for Australia in 2025, the British and Irish Lions will tour Australia, so they need to find a coach that can coach them to be competitive in that series. And so news from Australia, they still searching and looking who they can appoint as the next coach replacing Eddie Jones. That's international sports news for today. Hope you have a great sport day, and we talk international sport again tomorrow. Goodbye.